Slett noen shapes.
Okay, Didrik, I believe we are live on the internet. How was your summer vacation?
Oh, it's superb. It was hot, even in Norway, which was weird.
It's been some weeks since we did the last live stream now, but welcome to this stream. And today we will talk about a couple of different concepts, but in the frame of we've called it back to school because I guess that's the time now. So the thinking was, what if we were going to build the ultimate on-campus store, but in an online version? I mean, what do you need when you go back to school? And today, Didrik, I'm not sure, should we do some Figma content modeling, or do you prefer that we do it directly in the shapes in Crystallize?
We can, whatever you're comfortable with. Like I said, I am going back to school today. You will school me in how to create a back to school tenant.
Okay, so first of all, what type of products do you envision that we would have in this back to school store?
Well, isn't it moleskins, that thing? Or books, pencils, backpacks, maybe some energy drinks? I have no idea.
Okay. So, and I think we can make the shape here. Let's try to model out one product shape that would work for this back to school scenario. So if you take the create a new product as a shape, and this is of course now we're modeling out the data structure for a product that is going to be used in this back to school store. And now I'm just thinking out loud, and I think you should just call it product.
Just call it product.
And of course, typically you would be more semantic on the type of product that you're working with. But in this case, I think we can create one product that is generic enough for all products. Let's see. Maybe we should have prepared that content model.
Yeah. No, it is going to be more of a session. So
yeah.
Let's just see how we can model this out.
So I would like to have some content on my product. So of course we need I don't know, brief lead in, maybe some hero content. Maybe you can set up a standard skeleton for a product. And I'm thinking let's
start with the simple ones. It's of course you probably need a name, and the question is always, should we use the name for the product, or should
I think we'll use the product name, the product variant name, so that we can create erasers with different colors, for example, and that would just be different variants, and we use that name. So I would just go directly on the description, so like a brief or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the I and E should be the opposite, but
Now we're here. Now we're back to school, basically.
Back to schooling. And this is, of course, what would be used in product listings, typically, a short summary of the product. Also, often what is used in when you use indexing in Google, like OG share or even structured data. But let's add a specific section. Let's jump to the meta, which is typically what I know you typically add that as a chunk, where you have the title, description, and image specifically, so that you can use it in OG share or Open Graph data, so that you editorially can have a different brief that is being indexed by Google than what is actually being shown on the screen, if that makes sense.
And this is, of course, up to the front end what you choose. But what we often do in terms of modeling is that we add specific fields for the metadata. So you can override if you want to be specific.
Yeah, and also the typical setup that you have here is that in the front end, and again, we're just delivering the data via the API, so that would be front end implementation. But that if the title is not set in the SEO meta chunk, then you would revert to the product name, for example. And same with if description is not set in the SEO meta, then you use the brief from the product. So it's typically there as a option for the editorial user to have different OG share. Maybe you want to have a different picture than the product picture, for example.
And for those of you joining in for the first time, we should maybe say that a product has some special properties. It already has a default image and pricing and all of that. So this is just the rich marketing content for your product. If you want a blog article or something, you will go for a document instead. Because the key properties of it is basically just an empty object that you can populate with different fields.
True.
So yeah, let's get down to it. We're going to go for some metadata. You saw that in the background here, I just dragged a chunk. And a chunk is basically a way of grouping components together. And it's a way of organizing your shapes as well. Because a shape is something that you add. So it's either there or it's not. It can also be repeated for separate use cases. But since we only have one meta description, title, and image, we are not going to activate that feature.
I think we will get an example of that. I have some ideas on some additional stuff we can add there.
So I'm going to stay title here, and let's be semantic because we have this as a group. It is meta. So this combined is meta title. We're going for a rich text again, description, and image. So
nice. And this is, I think, a good practice to have on products in Crystallize so that you can editorially have full control over the meta information. And again, fall back to the default values on the product. And also, as you mentioned, on the default values on each product variant. So this is a red, green, or blue version of it. You have a set of images, you have the SKU, etc. So we don't need to specifically add images to the call it the body of the product shape. But I think we would like to maybe have an example of hero. It's not maybe something we more often use when we're doing editorial content, like blog posts, for example. If you would have a document shape that is a blog or a feature description, you might want to editorially select between, what am I going to show as a hero on top? Is it an image or is it a video? And maybe you can show how you can model out that.
I can definitely do that. So what I did create here was a chunk component. On the side and bottom, you see that we have something that we call structural component, which are chunks, like we just did, or we have a choice component. A choice component is basically what it says. You need to make a choice. You can add different components in here, and then when you create a product, you need to choose, okay, is it a video or is it an image? So we can call this hero media.
Or just hero to make it shorter, because you will have names for the items. All right.
All right.
Just an opinion.
Just an opinion. So as you can see, it has the same layout. It has the same features. And in the shape, it looks the same. The only thing differentiating it is that this has the choice icon, which means that if I add a image in here, like so, and a video, yes, I know. Video. Oh, I need to choose between a video or an image when I create this product.
Nice. And so is that something we would typically have on top editorially, or because you can also reorganize the position there just to show if you
exactly.
Because this will affect how the actual editorial experience will be, because the order that you add it to the shape is the order that you will edit it in, which we will see. But we are also selling different types of products. By the way, I would add a paragraph collection for a product story or a body.
Sure.
A paragraph collection. But
Yeah.
but leave that because we also need that for specification. I think you had a very long vacation, Didrik. Because
Yeah, because what I did now was I just jumped the gun.
Leave it there and do do the other thing.
I'll delete it. Scratch that. Let's go back. We are going to add a paragraph collection as a body because you want to add some marketing content. So this was a short summary. And usually, if you want to sell a product, you want to explain its life story, how it's going to be, and what's the benefits of using this product. So what I did here, paragraph collection is exactly what we are going to add. We'll call that body. The features with the paragraph collection is that it already has a title, description, or title, paragraph, and media. So we download a component. You can add multiple videos, images, and you can also repeat that component block over and over again.
So it's a very descriptive way of adding body content, as you have the title, the text, and the media, title, text, media, and you can repeat it as many times as you want. So it's makes it easy to write pretty content for the web. But what you showed a little bit earlier, Didrik, was another component, which is what we call properties table.
Exactly. And a properties table is what it says it is. It's a properties table. It can either be fixed or it can be arbitrary. So you can choose if you want to add fluid layouts and content, or you can define the properties or the keys in the shape. So it will always have the same keys when you create a new product. So we'll add one of those.
And we are going to sell different types of products, like, for example, laptops. Maybe we are going to sell, and of course, pencils, notebooks, etc. So maybe you could do a fixed properties table, and then we have creating a couple of different ones, and then I see what you want to do with that. Because let's say you create two different properties. So electronic properties, for example, could be and this would be something that you would use on, let's say, all electrical products, and then you can just say power and then kilowatts. I don't know.
But what we usually do is dimensions, because it's good to know the size of it. And then we do what we call it. I'm going to call it instead electronics, and I'm going to call it specifications here instead. So dimensions would usually be what's the width of your electric pencil sharpener or laptop. Height, maybe volume. Weight a dimension.
Weight.
Yeah.
With height, volume, weight. Perfect.
Yeah. And for specifications for electronics, would usually then be, like Bård stated, power.
Come up with at least one more property for an electronic product.
Volt.
What do you call it? The green rating, which I don't remember the name for, but environmental rating. So it's A, B, C, D, E in terms of how. Just do ENV and okay, good. But the properties there are not the point here. But let's say, because now you have a component which is electronic properties, that doesn't fly really good if you're selling a pencil, right?
No. So what we could do here then is to do the same thing as we did for a image or the media type on top here. We will add a choice component. We'll call it maybe product type.
Yeah, type. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, we are on a product, so let's call it type. Type. Then we'll drag this in here. Oh, here I missed. Like so. And we'll add another property table called stationery.
Yep.
Right? Because we're going to say pencils, moleskins,
pencils, pens. We're going to sell.
This is going good. No problem. We'll go for stationery, which is a pencil. What's the property of a pencil?
The dimensions.
Dimensions.
Material.
Material is good.
Which would be maybe a key, but yeah.
That might...
Well, let's do two materials. Now we're just making up stuff anyway. So it's a packaging material, and then it's a product material, because typically you would like at this point in time to know if this stationery is wrapped in plastic or if it's something more environmentally friendly.
Yeah, true.
Packaging and let's call it core, since we're developers.
Core. So core material and packaging material.
Yeah, this is proper good stuff, Didrik. I would just leave it at that for now, because again, the point is just to show that you can have different properties for different types of product within the same shape. So this is what we're doing here. But I heard rumors that we would also be talking about bundles, because it's back to school, and then we need to be able to create some bundles.
True.
Like, how would you do that?
Well, I would sell books with or moleskins with pens or pencils.
Yeah.
But of course, we need to model it out.
How
exactly. Can we do this?
Exactly.
So that's what you're asking. All right. I thought you were asking me as a business person how I would do this. No, but if you want to create and of course, when we show this goes for everything. If you want to bundle products together. So what I would do is, once again, I'll do the chunk. It's a structural component. So here we'll add some logic. Bundle. Product bundle. Yes, that's not bad. And in the product bundle, or in the bundle chunk component, what we should do is, of course, have a item relation. An item relation is basically what it says. It's a relation to another product in your catalog. So we'll add that. We'll call it product.
Oh, this will be interesting, because now you can also add a limitation, which is the product. So it's a product that relates to a product.
True. So here we can state how many products should be in each bundle or each chunk. What I forgot to say is we're going to make that repeatable.
Yep.
Because it might be more products in one bundle. So you will basically just repeat this chunk and specify each product in a different chunk while it's repeatable.
And here we do min max 1, because we just want to have one product in the bundle per row, because this is repeating, right? And we might want to have a quantity here, so that you can say I'm selling a moleskin, but with 2 pencils.
True. Let's add a numeric component here. Units. Yeah. We're gonna go for quantity. How many pencils are in this bundle? Decimal is 0. Maybe we shouldn't even have a name.
Count.
Count. What I would also like to do is, because our relation component can take any shape from the catalog, but what we have introduced is a way to actually restrict that relation in the PIM.
Oh, that's smart.
But now it only accepts a product shape in this relation, so you can't try to bundle your blog articles with products.
That's nice. So this is a quite flexible yet rather simple shape for product, but I think it allows us to sell some laptops. We can sell pens and
books.
Books.
And this goes, of course, for the laptop. If we were to have headsets, mouse and keyboards, monitors as a bundle, if you would like to sell your laptop with all the stationery that you need for a proper setup for school or home office, there you could add that as well, of course. Anything else we need for the bundle?
So I don't think we should extend it, but this is where you could also add, for example, a specific price if you want to have, or a discount, or you can add the information here in the bundle so that you editorially will be able to override, for example, prices there. But let's not let's keep it simple for now, and maybe start. I think that's a good product shape, so we can start creating some content. I think you can just save that one and create a folder shape also, so that we have something to categorize our. And you can, I guess, remove the two other shapes that you have there. The standard.
Well, I have something in my catalog. I just
okay.
Random tenant. Which was a bad idea before a live stream, but we know how it is.
Okay.
I'll create a folder.
Just leave it at that.
Folder.
We just need it as a category. Yeah.
So
this will be a very simple folder shape, which has no content properties. So it's basically just a name that you can create a hierarchy with.
Yeah, I have some proper testing components in here as well.
It's a beautiful, clean tenant that you picked. So call it.
I was in a hurry, okay?
Make a root folder called shop, right? And then
that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, so we can get rid of all the stuff I have here. Let me just take a look that I created. Yeah, I think I did. So in here, we'll create a shop folder, which will, of course, populate our catalog with all our products. So now we're going to create some proper bundles and some proper laptops and some proper pencils. Great.
And by the way, we will talk about subscriptions today, as we teased, but we're just keeping that to the end.
We're keeping the tension on always the good parts at the end.
Yeah.
So, superb pencil.
I think that's and now you're just creating a flat catalog, right? Just for simplicity.
Yes, I am. So you could go further down, categorizing your content or your catalog with different folders again, of course. Then you would have a folder called stationery and a folder called electronics, maybe. But let's go. Here, you had some beautiful pencil images for me, Bård, right? Here. We add that as a default variant.
That's pens, but who knows?
We'll go for pens then. The price for each pen is in Norwegian kroner. It's 19 kroner. This is, of course,
which is actually a bargain.
It is a bargain.
Yeah.
We'll go here. Let's just keep it at that. I can maybe talk about. Yeah, see, I forgot to publish my folder. I'll do that as well. Yeah. There we go. And here you can see the shape that we created from our modeling, basically. So this is the first hero choice component. Here I can choose between an image or a video. And you just click that. And here I get the option to drop an image. I can also revert it and add a video if I want instead. I'm going to go for image. Do we have some proper more pens? Well, let's just make this beautiful. Here we go. That's the same pen.
Yep.
Best pen there is. That's a short summary. Here's the metadata. And here you can see I didn't organize it properly because we would probably have the meta field at the bottom because it's optional. But if you click that button, you get the title, description, and an image instead. We have the body. Works the same way as a chunk. You click add a paragraph, but here we have everything neatly packed together in one component where you have title, description, and you can drop and drag how many images or media that you want in here. We can do a couple just to show how it works. Get some inspiration. And then you can, of course, repeat this as many times as you want.
That's neat.
Since we are on stationery, it is a pen. I'm going to click on the type stationery. Here, the packaging is bambus. It's
Bamboo.
Bamboo. Bambus is Norwegian too. Bamboo. And the core is wood. Wait.
Graphite, I think it's called.
Graphite. Okay, I'm not testing. Let's hope that was right. Probably a better example would be the ones that we created properly here. Would be if you go back, electronics, you can see we get the dimension. You can also see that these fields are uneditable, unmutable. It means that everything is defined in the shape. And that's because we chose the fixed property table. Let's do it proper. So we go for the stationery. Once again, bamboo and with graphite.
And then now if you just because we don't have any products to bundle, so I guess we'll create a couple of products and then we will create a bundle.
I guess we will. With pens, we need a book.
Yeah.
I didn't have. Yeah. I'm running out of images board, so we're gonna use this one again.
Yeah.
But that is of course 59 kroners.
Yeah. So that's not the moleskin then.
No, it's not.
But that's good.
Yeah.
And if you were then to create a bundle, you can, I guess you're doing now, creating a back to school starter pack. Oh yeah,
well, it is back to school, so we're going to create a back to school bundle, right?
Yep.
I just need a eraser because I do have a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, that is also spelled wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I'm not going to try that. I'm just going to go for it. Eraser, just like we did now.
If you switch the O with an E, I think that would be better. But again, this is not the point of the back to school story.
True. So we need to make a decision as well. Will bundle products be a separate product, or do we want to bundle it upon something else?
Mm-hmm. So in our case, I think we will create a product called Starter Kit or something like this, which includes more products.
Once again, I'm going to go for the product here. Back to school bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was totally right. Back to school bundle. Here it is. Do we have a mashup?
And here again, it depends on how you want to use this model here, because Crystallize is headless, so it means that we are serving the data via the API, but the front end can use this in a different way. For example, we could use the price here of the product as the price of the bundle, which means that you could implicit have some great discounts there, or you could use the calculate just the sum of all the products. So it's just a bundle, and it's just simpler to add everything to the cart. So these are decisions that you have to make when modeling out these types of bundles. But in our case, we'll make it simple. It's a back to school bundle, and it's priced at 99 kroners, and then you just add the products that will be in this bundle.
Need to add get ready for school.
Get ready school.
So now we're going to go down to the bundle chunk that we added. Great. Add bundle. I am going to add my superb pen here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see now, min and max 1, so I can't add anymore. Let's be reasonable. We'll add 2 pens because we're nice guys.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it is. And like I stated, it is a repeatable chunk. So now I just repeated everything in here. We're going to add the eraser. Beautiful eraser sport that you found out. We're going to add 2. And you can also see that the unit here is a drop-down, and that's because you can specify different units in the shape if you want to. Let's go here. I'll also add a book. Let's go for 2, like so.
It's a super deal.
It is. So now we have 6 products for a net price of 99 Norwegian kroners, which is a deal. It is a bargain. There we go.
And this is a quite frequent question in terms of how do you create bundles, and you see how easily you can create exactly the type of bundle that you want for your back-to-school store. And of course, you could use this then to show the actual products in the front end that are included in this bundle. So it's a neat way of marketing your products, basically. We were actually going to talk about subscriptions today.
We were. You know us, we like to ramble. So.
But I have a suggestion because back to school, and if you want to sell something as a subscription, what could it be, Mr. Didrik?
Energy drink.
Energy drink. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's start with then thinking about a subscription plan, so that there is a certain way that we want to sell this, and let's just call this energy drink plan. And this is the definition of this type of subscription. We call this subscription plans, and here you can define multiple subscription periods. For example, you could have a weekly.
Energy drink is daily.
Okay, no problem. And you can also notice that you have an initial and a recurring period. So the initial period is typically, if you have a discount the first week, so that you can specifically set the prices for, try for 7 days and then you get it weekly, or whatever type of business model you want to model out. But what you also have here, so this is a daily subscription. So, and now we're assuming that since this is an online version of an on-campus store, I think we only need the daily then, as an example. So this is how often the subscription will be renewed. But what we will do is add some metered variables. And of course, for an energy drink, that might be an interesting thing. But let's say that we add, number of drinks, basically, bottles. Just call
we
it
could
like
go
that.
For liters.
Liters. No, go for bottles, because that's actually the quantities that is simple to go and deliver.
Yeah.
And then the unit will be quantity.
Yeah. Let's go for
something like this. So this is a very simple subscription plan, but it's a daily subscription, and it's metered based on the number of bottles that you want. Now, this is I think, quite interesting way of selling energy drinks. But let's go into an actual product, because typically this plan can now be used across multiple energy drink products. So you have the blue energy drink, for example.
Blue. Oh.
Okay.
So, Blue Bull, let's call it energy. Oh, right?
Not to be confused with the red variant out of Austria.
Oh, let's go here. Okay.
So this is now the base product information. So it's a bottle of this drink, and you can also put a price on this as a product itself, because you would be able to optionally shop this. If you have a price there, you could shop it as a one-off. So you can add it to the basket and check out. But what we will do is click on the variants there, and then go into the actual subscription information, which is the top right icon on the variant that you have there. And here something will be revealed, and it's a plus sign there to choose which type of subscription plan do you want to add here. And we have just defined an energy drink plan, so it's simple enough. And what you have now is interesting, because we could say that this is just a recurring price of 49 NOK, so the same as it costs of buying a one-off here, right? That's the recurring period price. So it's the default price at 49. Or we could say that you need more than one. Let's say you want to have 10 delivered per day. I guess that would be a lot. Let's say 3.
Well, let's say from 0 to 3.
Yeah. Then it's and this here is a tiered, metered subscription pricing. So what the price would be here is the base price, which is what's 49 kroners on the recurring period there, and then we could say that the default which is the price here, if you have 0 to 3, it costs 0. So that, let's say it's an actual place on the campus that you can go and fetch your bottles. You can say that it's 3 included. So then you would set the default price there to 0. And then if you have more than 3, then you actually have to pay additionally per. So it's metered per extra bottle that you purchase or pick up. So if you would then set what would be a natural price per extra bottle would be 19 NOK, and then since this is a or a subscription for including 3 free, we should set the default price to then something like let's say 45 NOK. Then you get some discount there.
45, and then of course one off is 25.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that for 45 Norwegian kroners, I get 3 Blue Bulls every day. But if I drink 4 that day, I would pay 19 kroners extra, right?
Yep. So it's simple to set up a subscription like this. And of course, this is a rather stupid example of a daily energy drink, but you can envision this in terms of consumables like monthly coffee shipping, for example, that you get 3 boxes of coffee, or if you want to sell software, for example, that you could have a metered variable there, which would be, for example, API calls. I mean, totally out of the blue, which is what we're using in Crystallize, because we are using this subscription engine, of course, also to basically sell Crystallize with the Crystallize subscriptions. It's a recurring thing there. So this is the simple example. It's not the simplest because we are using metered and tiered pricing, because you could just say that it's 45 kroners a month and you ship 3 bottles, for example. That's the simplest way. But I think this is good, Didrik. And then we have now a flat list of products, and this is the simplest possible getting back to school, because we have to warm up also Didrik from vacation so that it gets into
apparently
the crystallized terms again. But let's say that you would like to have a landing page, or you want to feature these products. We could, for example, use a grid. So if you publish this product here, and then just define a superb grid number 2.
Number. I even add number 2. Let's go for this. Okay. Let's go for some cells here, like this.
Yep. Simple.
Yeah. Create my grid. Then I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing we're gonna highlight the back to school bundle, right?
Yeah, I guess we'll do that.
Then I did wrong, because that's what back to school bundle is the one that we want to highlight. As optional, we'll add the energy drink. but also let's add our pens, because that's
beautiful.
What we show the most.
And of course, this is now immediately available via the APIs, so that you can build a beautiful front end for this, or a native app, or this could even be a kiosk on the campus if you're doing a back to school sale or a shop, or I mean, I guess it would be a full year shop, but with this back to school, yeah. What the title says.
What the title says.
So that's a quick introduction to several different concepts. We've modeled out our own unique product structure that we would use to sell both electronic products and stationery. We have added a concept of bundles, where we define what products and how many of those products are part of a specific bundle. And then lastly, we added a subscription to a energy drink, so that you could have this. In this case, it was a daily subscription with an initial price, and then you have the metered pricing also, so that if you overuse on your metered on the subscription, you have to pay extra. So I guess that's it for today. It was a short and sweet live stream, Didrik.
Yeah. Quick introduction to subscriptions, and of course we will come back with more complex products as well. But I think that pretty much sums up what you could do in a short amount of time. Of course, it's all about creating the front end, though. So use our boilerplates.
Cool. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one, guys. Have a good one.
All right.